born on December 25th?
No. First clue, Luke 2. It says, and she gave birth to her firstborn son. She wrapped him in cloths, laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. In the same region, there were some shepherds staying out in the fields, keeping watch over their flocks by night. The rabbis say in the Talmud that shepherds would only be out in the fields around March until the next rainy season. So people argue, well, you know, the winter there is not, the winter still gets cold there too. I mean, if you've been to Israel in the winter, it does get, I've been there when there's been snow. So there is one time of the year that shepherds would especially be out with their flocks at night. Only one, that's in the springtime. Why are they watching their flocks at all hours? Because shepherds during one particular time do that. It's when the sheep give birth to lambs. In the lambing season. That's the only time. That's where they're watching at any time of day, any time of night. They're watching for any birth. That's the only time. And when would that happen? The lambs are not like people. They're only born at one time.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I must be a dummy. Honestly.
No. Lambs are only born at a certain time of the year, not like us. They can only be born in a certain season. They're born in the springtime. They could start as early as February, but it really would go March, April. That's the center. That's the Hebrew month of Nisan. We're going to also go through Nisan is that month. So during that, they'd be watching it, which all fits together because, you know, the shepherds, their job is to watch because a lamb, they have to make sure the lamb's okay. So it's what a perfect thing to begin with because Jesus is the Lamb of God. So why would God have, who would he have to greet the birth? Shepherds who are watching for the birth of the lambs. So here, that's so perfect of God. Messiah is the Lamb of God, and they're there greeting. That's what they're doing. And so, and where is he born? He's born in Bethlehem or Beit Lechem. And the thing is that Bethlehem, people don't know this, because of some clues we have in the writings of the rabbis, was actually a place where the lambs that they had were actually the lambs for the temple sacrifice. Bethlehem especially was the lambs for the temple sacrifice.
Really?
So here, what more perfect place and time, Messiah born at the time of the lambs, when the sacrificial lambs are born in the place where they're born. Every day, every time he fulfills a holy day, he doesn't just fulfill the time, the theme of that day, he fulfills it. For instance, Passover, he dies as the Passover lamb. First fruits, he rises. So everything has to do with that. Is there any day on the Hebrew calendar that would match up with birth, new beginning, new everything? There is one day, and it happens to be in Nisan. And the one day is Nisan 1, which is the very beginning of the Hebrew year, the very day that begins everything. There was an early church, we went from there, and now we're going to go into the hidden vaults of the Vatican, okay? And in there is a writing of a church father called Hippolytus. And what he did is they use him and they say, Hippolytus, he's the one who gave us December 25th. He told us in the early days, it's the 25th of December. But in one of you look at the writings, it's been censored because in one of the writings there, it says, it's like they put that in. You look at his writing, he says in the same thing, no, Messiah was born in the month of Nisan. This is an early church writing which was censored. There's even a document in the Vatican Church. This is not, crazy stuff. It's there, which gives a document which gives Nisan as the date of Messiah's birth.
Was Jesus born on December 25th?